Hi everyone, I'm going to be talking about a domestic abuse case, regarding a deputy officer here in our town of Big Spring. His name is Aaron Trace Telchik and my ex-wife. Situation happened regarding an abusive relationship. I will be showing pictures of the abuse regarding my ex-wife. So your discretion is advised if you are sensitive to these sort of pictures. Nonetheless, situation happened. This guy was dating my ex-wife for the longest time, and the relationship got so abusive that the the abuse got worse. Whether it was physical, verbal abuse, it just got worse and worse and worse to the point she had to stay in my apartment a couple of times due to that. It also got bad enough that he abused my ex-wife in front of our 3-year-old that we have together. Okay, and my son till this day remembers those situations. He's pretty much, he talks about it every other day or so. Now, thankfully, my ex-wife and my son are safe at this moment. They're out of that situation, thank God. But this man needs to be stopped because I believe this isn't the first time this has happened. Not just with her, but with previous relationships. But kind of find out this case went over to court, and got sent over to the police department. It got sent over to the Howard Sheriff Department because he is a deputy. And they both agreed on giving him administrative leave, fortunately with pay, which I don't agree with at all. During this whole time, he confessed to everything that he did because his superiors brought him in. He confessed to abusing her, to yelling at her, to body slamming her, to doing it in front of my son, not just once, but maybe a few times from what I've been told. My ex-wife has bruises, or she had bruises on her back, both of her arms. She has scratches in her belly side. She has bruises on her knees, in her legs. And like I said, I will be showing this picture, so just your discretion. After he admitted to all this, 2 days later, he lawyered up. I believe he got 2 attorneys, if I'm not mistaken, regarding the situation. There was a protective order signed over due to the fact that my ex-wife wasn't safe and my son wasn't safe. Kind of find out today that he will be going back to work next week, and I do not agree with that because I don't want somebody that's abusive to their partner be protecting their streets. I don't agree with it. I don't want a abusive, manipulative officer working domestic abuse cases, or even working the streets of Big Spring, or even Howard County in itself, due to the fact of what he did. For anybody out there, his unit number is 1049. If you do see it, just keep an eye out for him. He's not the best person. I also want to put this out there that his dad is also part of the police department. His dad is Lieutenant Lance Telchik. He is also a big reason why maybe he got away with this. I'm not sure, but all I know is that him and his dad and his mom were behind all this. They pretty much brushed it underneath the rug like nothing ever happened. They made it okay. This whole situation happened. There was no apology from the parents regarding of what happened to my ex-wife. There was no sentimental or any sort of remorse coming from that side of from that family at all whatsoever. This case is on the Big Spring Police Department, and they pretty much made the abuse okay for all this to happen, which I do not agree with. I will show you one of the pictures. He's actually in the background. You can hardly see him, but my ex-wife is taking literally the pictures of all the bruises, and he's in the background not caring at all. And I'll circle it in a red circle. I'll show the picture, and I'll make sure to put a red circle to show you. But I do not agree with what's going on of him coming back to work. If you guys could please help me spread this word around regarding this abuser. I really need you guys' help to spread this around, because I don't want a person like this working for my police department, especially in my streets of this town. And I'm pretty sure nobody else would like that either. I'm tired of all these women speaking up for all their abusive cases and not be taken seriously. And this is why a lot of times a lot of females do not speak up, or even males too for that matter. But I'm just sick and tired of all these cases being thrown down that there's nothing else to it. How could a public safety person, a deputy sheriff officer, be still working after he confessed to domestic abuse of a woman and her child in the same house, and got a slap on the wrist? He got paid time off for 3 weeks, and he gets to get back to work and pretend like nothing happened, while my son and my ex-wife are dealing with the trauma. They're dealing with the anger, the abuse on their end. That doesn't make any sense at all. Now, my son, till this day, he would still say, did Trace hurt mama? Did he push her down? That's a 3-year-old saying this to his mom, or even to me, or to grandma and grandpa. That's not okay. A 3-year-old should not be remembering this stuff at all. And if you ask me, the last time I checked, a public servant is supposed to help the community keep the streets safe, right? Not be abusing women behind closed doors and doing the right thing in front of others. That does not make sense. No, not at all. So please help me push this video out to the city, to the county, to stop this guy from coming back to work. I would really appreciate it, please. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the pictures that I was sent. These are from her knees. And these are from her arms. Look how on her wrist as well. These are from her biceps, her bicep area. This is from her stomach, and look, you see him in the background. I circled it. This is on her shoulder and her back, and this is on her other arm on the other side. Now, do you really want a deputy sheriff officer to be working for the Howard County that abuses his power and abuses women? I don't think so.